Hello and welcome back. Today I'm going to be showing you how to escape from San Pacho prison. I'm probably getting the name wrong, pronunciation or something or other, but yeah, here we go. Now, prior to me actually recording this, I've already basically done the entire setup for it. Because with prison escapes, there's a chance for things to go wrong, and it's always a hassle to recollect any materials. So here's my inventory. I don't actually need all of this, but there you go. Now, an annoying thing about this prison, which can be a bit of an issue, is that it seems to be overcrowded by just one person, which is you. So I mean, take the exercise room. There's always going to be one person who's not able to use it. I don't think it's the same with food. I think with food, there's just enough space for everyone. So obviously I'm going to also be showing you the day-to-day running of this prison to help you start your own plans. So obviously after the first morning call, you've got, breakfast. Now, the prison guards don't actually come inside the inmates' areas very often. There's only a few times they ever do it. The first is obviously for morning roll call. The second is to check your cells, which is part of roll calls. The third is during breakfast like this. I'm going to see actually if there's any items. So if for any plans you have you need to get a hold of a key, this is one of the ideal times to knock out a guard. Actually no, the ideal time would be waiting for them to go into someone's cell. So, the first job you get is the gardening job. Now, a lot of people like to switch their jobs as it goes because it can provide more money or stuff like that, but I'm going to say right off the bat, keep the gardening job, because it's got a lot of benefits to it, in this prison specifically. For starters, because there's none of those contraband detectors, you can easily take the trowel for digging whenever you want. The trowel always gets restocked every time you've got work, which is twice in this, so you can get 3 trowels a day, really. If you take one before the first shift, a second during the first shift, and then a third during your second shift. Plus, since it's a small prison, it's pretty easy to actually get this, so you've got a lot of free time afterwards. As you can see, there's the hole. Now, another thing, since the prison guards rarely come in, you're going to be able to dig holes and such a lot easier. You just need a decent hiding place, which is like here. Now, you're going to be digging for a long time, which is why I kept the gardening position, because it gave me trowels and everything. And it also helps to dig underground, because as you can see, we've got mines here. So if you did get past the fence outside and everything like that, then you could get hit by a mine. Now, I'm going to turn up the music now, but during the escape, I'm going to turn it down again for a little bit. Mainly because I find it hard to hear certain sound effects, like cars and such, with the music up. And you do have to be careful, because there is a truck out there. Now, as you can see, we don't actually really have a lot of room. It's decently spaced, though, I'd say. Unfortunately, I don't think any prisoner or prison guard ever goes up into the solitary confinement. I think the only exception to that is if you knock someone out and you were to tie them up and leave them there. Right, now as you can see here, this is, when you get exercised. Now, here's another example of when the prison guards come in. Now, as you can see, there's only 4 prison guards, so if you had the armor and you had a good enough weapon, then maybe you could fight them off. But your best bet would be to ambush one. For instance, the prison guards don't all come in as a group. They send one in first, then usually they send one ahead of the others. So it'd be a good opportunity to knock him out first. As you can see, we've got more free time. So I'm going to show you the stuff we're going to be using. Now, we don't need the key. What we need is this pickaxe, the shovel, which is helpful, I'll explain in a bit, these two, and the bed dummy. Now, the bed dummy, everyone knows what that's for. You know, you stick it in there so they don't know that you're out of your cell. The pickaxe, we're going to use to break down the wall at the end, because it's not just a matter of digging our way out. The shovel, I'm just going to do to dig us directly upwards. I could use a trowel, but I prefer shovel because it's more durable. You know, the trowel is something you do for building up the tunnel, it's not for your big escape. And these two things we have here, what you do is you make them by mixing nails and... oh shit. You make it by mixing nails and duct tape, and you put it down in an area so that if a car drives over it, I think... I haven't actually tested this, but I believe this happens. I think it slows them down, or stops them completely. I've never actually been in close enough proximity to see what happens, because if you're too close to those cars, then you're instantly caught. Which I actually think is kind of stupid. I mean, if I'd gone to all this effort to escaping, I doubt just being seen by a guard who then tells me off is going to be enough to stop me. You know, I think there should be like a lockdown situation where they actively try and attack you, not just an automatic fail. But that's the breaks, I guess. Still, we've raised our strength and we've raised our speed. So, just want to keep my energy up. So yeah, to be honest, that's really the majority of the tips for this prison. I mean, I don't know, I suppose a main one would be try and keep most prisoners on side. I mean, inevitably you are going to get into fights with them. Some of them. But try and avoid getting into fights with loads of them, because since there's very few guards, if they have a better weapon than you, they will take you down and no one's going to save you. Now, I did grab a blue key for this prison, which I could use in two areas. One is right behind us, in this canteen area, and the other is a building right next to the solitary confinement cell, which is actually why I dug that hole there. But obviously you have to be outside at night to get to even scout out the area. Plus there is the matter that I think a lot of those guards are always patrolling directly in between the fence and the prison. And I think the final issue is, as I said, those mines. I mean, I could possibly map it out by going underground, but it would be a bit of a hassle trying to remember each step. Especially because, you know, during these prison breaks, you know, time is of the essence. Now, unfortunately, I can't put any sheets up against my windows, but given the nature of this prison, it really doesn't matter. Now, there are no vents in this prison that you can take advantage of, unfortunately. And also, you do share the room with 3 other inmates, so you wouldn't really be able to dig in here. Maybe you could, I don't know. I may be wrong, but I think it's possible that if you annoy them, they can rat you out. And even if that's not the case, I mean, you've got 3 other chests in your room, which means... I mean, you've got a 1 in 4 chance of your room being searched. So even if they don't search your chest, they'll probably find something. I'm going to admit the exercise in this map is also a bit odd. I mean, fortunately it's not as bad as the last one, but it's still pretty weird. Actually, to be fair, the last one wasn't too bad. One that was very bad actually is Alcatraz. I think it was Alcatraz. I don't know, the name escapes me, but there was one that had a really bad exercise system. Alright, so now we've got the showers. Here again, you can kind of see that we're a bit overcrowded. So I'm going to move this guy. Where do I put him? There we go. Now, as with nearly every prison there is, you only need to stay for the evening roll call for about 15 to 20 seconds. After that you can leave without causing a riot or anything. Not literally a riot, but you get what I mean. Alright, so we've got everything. I just want to see if I can get rid of this illegal stuff. Because on the off chance that they actually search my cell, then, you know, I could get caught out right before I'm even out of here. I'm just going to put these in the toilet. Alright, here we go. Now to be fair, this should be pretty easy. Our only real obstacle is these mines, which very rarely go off here. And the car. Now, because of the car, I'm going to turn my sound down. Also, I did have to wait there because you have to wait until it's like lock up. Right there, we can hear the car. Alright, I think it's past us. Also, we better cover up this hole as well. We don't want the truck to see that. Right, put one here. Put one here. Right, this looks like a good spot. Here we go. Gonna turn the sound up again as well. If the car comes our direction, we're gonna get caught. There's nothing we can do about it. If we try and run, it'll see us. And on the off chance it doesn't, we'll probably get hit by a mine. Alright, that's halfway done. And we've done it! Freedom! Damn it. That just looked very disturbing how they all dogpiled me. Alright, next we've got this prison. Now let's see if there's any after it. I think there's one more after this one. Oh, no, this is the last prison. Although we do have DLC ones. I've already done Alcatraz, but I may redo it just to show you how to escape. And we also have this one that looks a lot like the 18th. Anyway, thanks for watching the series. I hope it helps you. Please like, favorite, or subscribe, and goodbye.